Okay, let's go right from step one before we start going into different questions you may have. One person has talked to me so far as to bring in a calculator to the exam, so I'm only bringing one. Okay? Just because you show up to a review session doesn't know I automatically know you need a calculator. You need to actually physically speak to me, all right, and tell me that I'm bringing a calculator for you, and you've already gone to a review session. So as of right now, I'm bringing one and only one extra calculator with me tomorrow. So that's on you guys to speak up for yourselves and tell me you need one. All right? Okay, here we go. Tomorrow, 12:30, we're sitting down, ready to roll. Whoever's up, or maybe me, I don't know. All right, let's clear our calculators here. Where are we going? Let's not ask tomorrow. Let's not ask. Where are we going? Second plus number 7, reset. Over to all memory. Reset it. I'm going to be looking for that screen, or it says mem cleared. I'm going to be looking for it tomorrow, please. Once I fly down wherever you guys are sitting and give you okay, as soon as I leave, where are we going now? You're not ready to take the test yet. Catalog, second 0. You're going to go all the way down to diagnostic on. You're going to hit enter, and then enter a second time till you see the word done, and then now that diagnostic on is on. We all good, that little detail there. Second thing, so I don't have flip out tomorrow. You know how to clear your calculator. Second thing, everyone knows where they're sitting. If not, look on Aspen. Okay, don't come up to me and say, where am I sitting? If you don't know where you're sitting, find somebody in class and know your alphabet. Okay, there will be a Scantron sitting on your desk. All right, do me a favor, there's a Manila folder on the air hockey table for me. Either one, doesn't matter. Okay, there will be a Manila folder on your desk. Not a folder, but a Scantron on your desk. All right. Here's Olivia's right now. All right. Scantron. This Scantron, done in pen. Everything done in pen except for what? A graph. And the graph only. The graph only. Any work around it, it's got to be done in pen. We're all good there. Because if you guys hand me the exam and something's done in pencil and not pen, not going to be pretty. All right? Everything is done in pen. All good. What do you got, Matt? And being that kid. Yep. Here you go. Ready? Here's the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 4 choices. Let's say you've already filled in this one, but you wanted that one going back. Okay, no problem. Put a nice X through it and fill in the one you want for me. Okay? If you have to go back to the original answer, call me over. We'll take care of it. All right? I don't want to go into all these scenarios. What if I wanted this one and that one and that one? There you go. If you make a mistake, big X through it, fill in the correct one you want. And those directions are also right on the Scantron too, in case you forget. Okay? And then supplies. We're all good what we're bringing. Supplies. I'm not bringing anything extra except for the one calculator so far. We're all good. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do with you today. All the different things this can do. So I don't know if you want to take notes down somewhere, no notes. It's up to you. Watch the video later that's being recorded right now. Everything this calculator can do, and where should you go? Because I cannot answer those questions tomorrow. All right, I will not be allowed to answer. Where's this button? Where do I get this for statistics? Where's this? I can't answer that tomorrow, guys. I cannot. All right, so I'm going to go literally from day one, going over all the different buttons on here and how they can be useful to you tomorrow. Because I think you guys could probably get, I've been saying it all semester, 16 points easily just by using your calculator correctly. All right, so let's go to the calculator. First thing I'm going to go over, and I really, really hope this is not a brand new thing I'm about to show you. Fraction template. I can't believe I'm going over this with you, but I am. Where is the, how do I locate a fraction template? Alpha 2 y equals. Alpha y equals, and then usually we've only been using number 1, and then I can do a template. And again, keep in mind, you can do another one within it. All right? So if you need to put a fraction in the numerator, okay, do another one. And now you can put something like 2/3 in there, maybe divided by 5. Okay, so you can keep adding them in as long as you want. We all good there? Don't let me go back on having you guys sit wherever you want today either. It better be all focus here. All right? One cell phone's going to put me over the top today. Change a decimal to a fraction. Change a decimal to a fraction. Let's say, I don't know, 0.25. I know this is an easy one, but let's say you wanted to put that back into a fraction. Anybody know where you go on the calculator to put that back into the fraction? Math. You have a math button over here on the side. And the first choice right here, math, change it to a fraction, please. Change it to a fraction. All right, so I can hit math, and then please change it to a fraction, and it'll do so, 1/4. All right. If it can't turn it back to a fraction, it means it can't. It's probably the number's irrational, which hopefully isn't a new term for you. We all good? Fraction template, change it back to a fraction. All right, I got some more high quality stuff here that we should know about. Where is that absolute value symbol? Because we've seen a ton of graphs. Where do I locate the absolute value symbol on my calculator? 2 different ways you can get there, because I know we got 2 different versions of calculator. One version is alpha zoom. Oh, sorry, alpha window. Alpha window. I'll get there myself. Alpha window, it is there. Alpha window will get you to the absolute button. All right, alpha window. You guys, I know, don't have those pop-up screens. The other way to get there is by going to math, scrolling over to number, NUM, and then the first choice, number 1, ABS. We okay on the absolute value where that is? Because I can't answer that tomorrow. All right, cannot answer it. I'll write it down too, just in case. Go to math, scroll to num, choice 1. Have your table go by a different interval. You guys know that if you go second graph, I don't know, do I have anything in there? No, let me just put something in there real quick. 2x minus 6, you go to a table, everything's going by 1s. What if you wanted to go by 0.5s? What if you want to go by 2s instead? How do I go by a different x interval on my table? How do I get to this table setup? Ready? Second window. Second window. Okay, so second window. And then where is the change in interval? Right there. Whatever you want your interval to go by. That's what you change that number to. So if you want to go by 0.5s, change that number right there to 0.5. Okay? And then what if you wanted to start at it? So you don't have to scroll down to, maybe you need the number 100 on the x's, and you don't want to scroll everything down to 100 here. How do I make it start like that at 100? Same screen. Same screen. Second window. But now you want table start. And you want to plug in whatever number you want your table to start at. Okay? So different things you can do with your table. Because I've seen some large values you may have to graph, like in the 250s. And if you don't want to keep pushing that button all the way down, that's the way to go do it quick. All good? All right, because I have a bunch of, I think this is coming up next. Nope. Okay. On your graph, when you are asked to graph something, take a look at mine. Your graph automatically comes by 10, by 10, by 10, by 10. What if you want to see more somewhere? Like what if on the y-axis you wanted to go up to 100 so you could see more of a graph or the graph itself? Okay, does everyone see where I'm going to show you right now? You need to see more portion of the graph other than 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, now we're going to check it out. We're going to window. We're just going to window. All right, so window. So now I'm just going to go to window, and it depends what you want to see more of. Do you need to see more x values going in the positive direction? Then change x max. Maybe you need it to go to 50. All right, I would not change the scale at all. The only things I'm going to change are the min and the max here. The min and the max for y and x. So take a look how my graph is different now. You see how I see more of the x values? I see 50 of them now. Okay, so if you want to change what you see of your graph, go to the window and then change your settings there. How do I go back to the original, by the way? Anybody know how I go back to the original? I don't want to go 10, 10, 10, retype it. If you ever in doubt and your graph looks odd and you want it back to the original way it looks, everyone ready? Zoom. Everyone see standard on theirs? That'll get it back to the original 10, 10, 10, 10 graph. Okay, so if ever in doubt, you can go zoom standard if you're ever in doubt. We all good here? I'm not going over much topics because we've been spending, what, about 3.5 weeks of reviewing, so trying to make sure you got your calculator. And then the old statistics, everybody. Putting values into a list. Where do I go? Last unit we went on. Where do I go here if I want to type numbers into a list? Stat, yep. So stat, where do I go to? Where's the list? Where are the lists located so I can put these numbers in? Stat, edit. Okay, you put your numbers into a list. I'm just going to make some up. Okay, there you go. So I put my numbers into a list. Let's go to one var stats first. One var stats, you guys tell me what each thing means in there. So one var stats, go over to calculate. One var stats. Hey, ready? Depends on how many lists did I just put it in. Just one, so L1 should be the only thing there. If you used L1 and L2, make sure L2 goes in your frequency list. Everyone knows where L2 is. Where is it? How do I type in L2 if I need it tomorrow? Second 2, yep, if I need it. So I only put things in list 1, so I'll calculate. All right, guys, let me know what each one means here. Let's start right from the first one here. What's that first one mean? Literally. It's the mean. It's your average. Yep. Next thing you need to be aware of is these two bad boys. Anybody know what those are? Callie? Okay, SX, sample standard deviation. And anybody remember the OX? That's called, I heard some people just say it, population standard deviation. You always use which one unless specifically asked for? Which one do I always use? Population unless the problem specifically asks for the sample standard deviation. Okay? This will tell you, I don't know if you remember what it meant, but the lower the number, what do I know about the scores? The closer they are together. The lower the number, the closer they are together, yes. Okay, so again, sample, only if asked, population standard deviation all the time. Next, far from done on this screen, MIN. That's your minimum. Q1, quartile 1. Anybody got a different name than quartile 1 we may see tomorrow afternoon? Quartile 1 or anybody? Lower quartile. Hopefully we're picking this up, because if this comes up tomorrow, you're going to like, shoot, should have listened yesterday in class. All right. Got some more here for you. MED? Median, yep. Middle value. Q3? Quartile 3, also known as, I already heard it too, the upper quartile. Something that's not on here but know how to find. How do you find the interquartile range? Using a couple of these values on your interquartile range tomorrow. Pretty darn easy if you know how to find it. Madeline, what's up? Q3 minus Q1, yep. Look at all these values that are pretty important on one var stats. Last thing I'll tell you, because it may come up. I saw it just, I was doing a practice regions with somebody over the weekend, and it came up. These 5 values right here are values you need to make what type of graph? Box and whisker. Yes, this is called your 5-number summary. Min, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, and max. Those are the 5 numbers you need to make your box and whisker plot. Okay, I have seen it on there before. We all good there? 3 more things I got to go over with you. I'm just going to put some more things in my list. That's not the only place you may have to go tomorrow. There's 3 other places on here, and those are regressions. Number 4, LIN stands for what? Linear regression. Okay, linear regression. The question also, make sure you're aware of this, may ask for the line of best fit. All right, the line of best fit. So both mean the same. Line of best fit, linear regression. I'm going stat calculate. Number 4, never do number 8. Always 4. So you go to 4, L1, L2. Make sure nothing is in the frequency list. It should just be L1 and L2. Calculate. A value, B value to plug in. I'm sure they'll have rounding directions. And then the final thing here is you're going to have the correlation coefficient, the R value. Negative 0.3, strong or weak? Strong or weak? Strong or weak? I know it's negative, strong or weak? I shouldn't have packed this away yet, I guess. There it is. Here we go. Yep. Just going to leave it right here, Hunter. We got some people in the back doing a little nap time. Not today, guys. Not today. Strong or weak if it's negative 0.3? Weak. What's strong? Closer to what? 1 or negative 1. Don't get fooled here tomorrow if they say, hey, I got R equals negative 0.98 and I got R equals 0.5. This one's the stronger one. No, wouldn't be 9, would be 0.98, closer to 1. This one's the stronger one. Don't pick the positive one because it's positive. No, whatever one is closer to negative 1 or positive 1 is stronger. We all good there? And where do you find it again? R value. This is not under one var stats. This is under one of the regressions. All right, this is under one of the regressions you're going to find this. All right, the R value. What other type of regressions have we done in here other than linear? Quadratic regression, number 5, something that starts with x squared. Yep. Something that starts with x squared. So you could have quadratic, which is what, choice number 5? Or we've done exponential, which is you have to scroll down a little, and that's choice A. All right, that's choice A. All three will have the R value underneath. You just got to read the darn problem and say, which type of regression is it asking me for? All right. Questions there? Yep, go ahead, Fiona. What's up? There's no correlation one bit. It's like I always do your IQ and shoe size would have a R value of 0. There's no relationship. Negative means one goes up, the other goes. One goes up, the other goes down. If it's positive, that means be careful. Okay, they both go up, or they could both go down, remember. All right, don't forget that. Both do the same thing for a positive R value. We all good there? And then I'll go back to that in a second. And then this is where I started, you guys, off the beginning of the year, your darn store key. If you find yourself plugging in numbers into variables, can we please use the darn store key? Okay? Right now, too, actually. Let me see you do this one, please. Right now, using your store key. X is 2, Y is -3, Z is -1. I want to see the final answer for all of this up here using your store key, everybody. I want to make sure everybody can do it. You don't have to write it down. It's right up there. And I'm forcing you to use a fraction template. Oh, boy. Type it in as is with parentheses and everything, everybody. With parentheses and everything. Because I don't think anybody wants to do that one by hand tomorrow. That's what's great about most of your calculators. You can type in parentheses where parentheses are needed. Anybody want to let loose on what you're getting there? Because you're very confident that you know what's going on in your store key and everything going into tomorrow. You want to try it, Matt? Got a winner. Done. Don't even have to plug a darn thing in. -144. Okay. And I'm a little nervous if we don't know the store key yet. Okay. Yes, Carol. What's that? Okay, let's go to. You got 2. Now what about X and Y? I mean, what about Y and Z? Okay, well, the first thing is you need number first, then variable next. So you need 2 store in for X. Okay, now you got to go -3, store, hold on, store, get in for Y, so alpha, okay? And then you do the same thing for Z. Got to type the number in first, okay? Number goes first. Okay, we all good there? Where do I always recommend? What formula am I always going to recommend you use your store key for? It's on the formula sheet. There's a hint. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yes, I highly recommend you store it in to find the number underneath the radical. Don't try to do it yourself tomorrow. Store it in. Okay, store it in. Speaking of the formula sheet, get one out, please. Find one. Find a formula sheet. I'd given everyone one last week. If you picked up a new exam, they're probably in the new exam ones too. Let's go. I'll wait till everyone gets a formula sheet out. We're not sharing one either. Let's talk what's useful for you tomorrow on here, so you're just not blindly looking at this. There's really 1, 2, 3 that are going to be useful for you tomorrow. We already talked quadratic formula, very useful. Can anybody explain a type of problem where quadratic formula would be needed? Go ahead, Marco.
C value or A value, B value is negative or odd.
Okay, well, let's back up here. You're solving something that's got an x squared in it.
Yeah.
Highest exponent is x squared, and you're solving it. I'm just making this up. You can't factor it. You don't want to complete the square, but you want to solve for x, so you plug it in the quadratic formula. Fine. Okay, so it's solving something where the highest exponent is 1. Okay? I'll wait till happy time's over in the back. We all set? Pass your notes later, not during my time. Arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic. How do I know the difference between arithmetic and geometric tomorrow? I write out a list of numbers. How are you going to know it's arithmetic if you're doing what? Adding the same number. Yep. So let's make one up right now. Let's go 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. There's an arithmetic sequence. And I ask you tomorrow, or the regents ask you to write a formula for the nth term. For the nth term. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going tomorrow, right to this formula for arithmetic sequence. This is where I'm going to go. And I know I'm doing a huge quick review here, but n stays n when you write the formula for the nth term. N stays n. Hey, what's the first term? 3 plus, remember what I just said, n stays n. Anybody remember what this value is called? Common difference. What am I looking for here? What you're going by, what you're adding. Yep, so that would be times 3. If you want to leave it like that, you can. If you want to distribute the 3 here and clean this up, you can as well. What's the difference between arithmetic and geometric? Geometric, now I'm not adding, I'm multiplying. So here we go. Oh boy. 30, 15, 7.5, 3.75. Here's a geometric sequence. And if I asked you to write the formula for the nth term, n stays n. First term. This was difference. Anybody remember what the R value was called? Ratio. What are you multiplying by? And if you are stuck on what you multiply by, anybody remember the trick I showed you? take a term and divide by the previous. So what's my R value here? What am I going by? Take a term, divide by the previous. A half. So 1/2. N stays N. Are you allowed to multiply those two? Can I multiply those two? Nope. That's as far as you can go for the nth, for the formula for the nth term. And those are really, I think those are the only three you're going to need. Okay, those should be the only three. I did a couple of you I did this problem with, but you needed the formula for a cone so you could solve it for a different letter. Those are all on this side. I don't know if you'll need it or not. The only other thing I predict you may need is maybe one of these conversions up here, like the miles and feet one, miles and yards maybe. All right, those are all on there too. Yep, Marco.
So you don't have to bring tomorrow.
It'll be, okay, good question here. Okay, can everyone take out one of the newer ones you got as you came in that looks like this? That looks like this, please, as you came in. This is exactly what the one tomorrow will look like. Obviously, it'll have tomorrow's date on it and not the one on there now. If you guys go to the back, a couple things on the back, you will see an extra sheet of graph paper that you may use that is not scored for anything. Everyone see that sheet of graph paper at the end? Okay, this one right here, you can rip it off, not right now, but tomorrow if you want, you can rip it off and use it for whatever you need to use it. We will not be scoring this at all. It'll actually be recycled at the end of the test. Then you should see a formula sheet. That will be attached to the back of your test as well. Okay, that last page that I have here, that's not attached because that's got the darn answers to it. All right, and that's just for your sake for practice. All right, so tomorrow, somebody will tell you, I'm sure, after you clear your calculators or before, rip off the formula sheet. You can rip off the extra piece of graph paper if you need to. And then everything else is done right in the booklet, in pen except for a graph. Yep, Caitlin, go.
Do you have more space for like extra work? Or, like,
What do you mean?
like,
This is all your, like, that's what this is going to look like right here. So anything off into the side. Part 1, all your multiple choice, listen up. Part 1, I'm not looking at. You can do that in pencil and pen. I don't care. We're not looking at part 1. But when you get to the part 2s, it's usually a question a page. So usually you'll have, or half a page, you have a ton of room. And that's all in pen. Okay? I cannot give you a new exam tomorrow. All right, so what I have been suggesting for kids for years is 2 things. Erasable pen if you have it, or do the whole thing in pencil. When you think you're done, before you're going to hand it to me, go over it in pen. That's the best thing I can advise to you guys if you're afraid of making a mistake. What's up, Fiona? I don't think so, no. But you can bring colored pencils and highlighters if that helps you highlight words or anything like that. Those are fair game. Okay, but I don't think whiteout's good to go to bring in. The only thing you guys can bring into the actual exam room, I don't know if you remember the midterms or not, but is your supplies and water. That's it. Cell phones are left off to the side. Straight edge. I'm not necessarily a ruler to measure things, but just a straight edge. All right, to graph your lines in. Okay. Anything else? Questions? That's really all I have. You guys know I'm after school today. I'm here tonight and tomorrow before the test. Okay. Any last minute questions here? Yes.
Will this work for when you go?
Yeah, that's fine. What's up, Callie? Talk to me before you leave. Okay, talk to me before you leave. Anything else here? We good? Because all you're doing right now, pick a test, continue on with the test, have the answer key out, available on Aspen or JMAP or the video solutions. We're not chatting away here. All right, let's get going. This is some of you, your last opportunity to ask me questions because I don't think I'll see you today or tomorrow. So this is your last opportunity here. I'm coming around, guys. Just let me stop this real quick.
Check to see how to input multiple variables because I can only figure out how to input like one at a time.
Like store?
Yeah. Because like it only stores one at a